Red alert, red alert. Season 11 is right around the corner, and whether you have already begun prepping or if you're like me and you put it off till last week, you might be wondering what is the best way to go about prepping for the new season. This time last season, I made a last minute prep guide and you all seemed to really enjoy it, so I thought why not crank it up a notch and instead of doing a 24-hour prep guide, do a you can totally do this within a week prep guide. So today I, Papa myfi, I'm going to be showing you all the absolute best way to go about prepping for the new season last minute. But you know the drill. If you're new, and only if you enjoy the videos or have ever found them useful, then feel free to subscribe. Thank you. Also, I live stream every day except for Sundays and Thursdays over on twitch.tv/myfi with an underscore at the end, and I have helped over 75 people get through raids in the past 2 weeks. Multiple people from me helping them have gotten Anarchy, 1K, Divinity, etc. So if you need help doing some raids, then come on out. Okay, plugs done, let's go. So the first thing up on the prep checklist, if you will, is going to be, and you can probably take a guess, bounties. I don't like doing bounties, you don't like doing bounties, but if you are seriously trying to prep, bounties have to be done and saved. Now for anyone wondering what I mean when I say save bounties, if you don't know, you can complete a bounty right now and not turn it in, then come the new season when you log on, that bounty will still be there waiting to be completed, which will grant XP for the new season / new season pass / new seasonal artifact, etc. Now, another thing is that bounty slots and quest slots are shared. What does this mean, you may ask? Well, if you go over to the quest page right now and take a look at the bottom left, you will see that there is a number out of 63. So say that you see 63 out of 63 and you can't pick up any more bounties. Well, if you abandon a quest, you will see that number drop to 62 out of 63. And now you can hold an extra bounty. So I recommend completing or abandoning as many quests as possible to maximize how many bounties you can hold. Now, as you probably know, not all bounties award the same XP. Some bounties, for example, weekly Eris bounties, award 12,000 XP, but Eris daily bounties only award 6,000 XP. I will have a link in the description of a Google Docs that will show you exactly how much XP is awarded per bounty, and that Google Docs shows every bounty in the game. Now, speaking of XP, let's talk about what you can do to maximize XP gains through the use of things that will give you an XP boost. A ghost shell, like the ones from Guardian games, that have the perk called Guiding Light, which will increase all XP gains by 10%. Use it. Those things are amazing. Do not pop bounties or complete anything in the new season without having a ghost shell with Guiding Light on. Now, another thing you should know is that when the new season starts and you turn in enough bounties / get enough XP to hit just level 1 in the season pass and you claim that level 1 reward, you will get a 20% XP boost. So what does this mean? Well, don't immediately turn in all your bounties. Turn in just enough to hit level 1, claim that level 1 reward, and then start turning in more bounties because you want that extra % 20 XP boost. From there, you will get an additional 2% XP boost at levels 7, 16, 36, 46, 66, and 76. Now, the last thing you should know when it comes to maximizing your XP is to be in a fire team. Do all the things I just mentioned above, but make sure you have the Shared Wisdom perk activated, which is only activated when you are in a fire team. I'm not actually too sure how much of an XP boost that Shared Wisdom gives, but hey, it's something. If you do happen to know how much that the Shared Wisdom perk actually gives you when you're in the fire team, then let me know in the comment section. I'll gladly pin it. Now, moving on to number 2 on the checklist, get everything from the bunkers before they are gone. This includes all the weapons and mods. I'm not going to go too in depth as I have a video plan to let you all know what roles you should go for on what guns. That will be up in a few days. But for right now, just grab everything. And also, I thought I'd mention that if you are close to completing the Almighty title, then this week will be your last week. So go get it done if you wanna. Thought I'd throw that in there because it has to do with bunkers and stuff, but I digress. Now, for number 3 on the checklist, get your shotguns. If you do not know, the 4th Horseman and Fellwinter's quest will be leaving at the end of the season. Now, I know that they will more than likely be available in future seasons, but the quests themselves aren't long, so if I were you, I would just go ahead and grab them. Now, for number 4 on the checklist, we have exotics. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I have kind of been doing what I'm about to tell you by accident. more than likely next season there will be new exotics, and the fastest way to get your hands on them is by hoarding exotic engrams now. What this means is that if you see an exotic on the ground, do not, and I repeat, do not pick it up. If you don't, then it will be sent to your postmaster. And if you didn't know, any exotic engram that you get has an extremely high chance, if not guaranteed, of decrypting into an exotic that you don't have. And if you don't have all the exotics, then when the new season comes, well, you're gonna have a really good chance, if not guaranteed chance, of getting a new exotic right off the rip. Now on to number 5 on the checklist, we have get your materials in order. If you're anything like me and you are always running out of materials and you have to keep making trips to Spider, well, now is your time to break those bad habits and change it going into the new season. Spider is the best way to stay stacked on materials from every planet. So for the next few days, make sure you are visiting him and stocking up on materials. Also get Glimmer, because I know you're broke on that, because I am as well. Now, while we are on the topic of materials, let's talk about legendary shards. Now, a lot of you are probably sitting on a ton of Crucible and Vanguard tokens, and if you are, then go to the corresponding vendor and turn them in. Once you turn them in, delete the items you get from the engrams of turning your tokens in for easy legendary shards. I had about 6,000 Crucible tokens and I turned in roughly 1 to 2K. I stopped at 2K because I couldn't be bothered to click the turn in button anymore. But anyway, that netted me roughly about 500 legendary shards once I got done deleting everything that I got from turning in those tokens. Now, there is a point later on in the checklist about maximizing leveling once the season starts, but if you don't care about that, then do what I just said. But if you do care, then hold off for just a second. Now, the final thing on the checklist is going to be how to maximize leveling up when the new season starts. This isn't technically prep, but I feel like a lot of you all might want to know this going into the new season itself. But yeah. So when the new season starts and you eventually start grinding for powerful level cap, assuming that the cap actually goes up, you should start turning to special vendors to fill in the gaps of armor that you need. So for example, right now, the soft cap is 950. And in order to get to 1000, you need to do powerful gear / milestones. Now let's say you were at 995, but a few pieces of your gear are 993. Well, in order to fill in the gaps, you should go to a vendor that is currently offering high level drops. If you want to know which vendors are offering those high level drops, then go to a website called Destiny Item Manager and go to the vendors section. From there, scroll down until you see a vendor with a flashing engram next to their name. This will indicate that that vendor is dropping high level items for their tokens or whenever you turn in tokens to that vendor. From there, you should turn in materials to that vendor until all your gear is 995, and then you should go do your next milestone just to maximize your rewards. Now, the last thing I want to say that not a lot of people know, and that's that you can start pinnacle drops before you actually hit powerful gear cap. And all this, like I just said, is under the assumption that Bungie actually increases the level cap. So let's say, for example, the level cap goes up by 20 from what it is right now. This means that if you were at the max cap that is currently available in the game right now, which is 1010, at the start of the new season, then for the next 10 levels, you would need to do powerful reward activities before you should start pinnacles, because pinnacle cap is always 10 above power cap. But what a lot of people don't know is that you should actually start pinnacle drops 3 levels below the power cap. So let's continue the example by saying you just hit 1017. Well, you can actually go ahead and do a pinnacle, and that pinnacle will drop at 1022. Technically, you can start doing this 5 levels below what the powerful cap is, but I don't recommend it, as if you do start at 1015, then the drop would be only at 1020, which could have been achieved via powerful gear activities. That's a lot of numbers, but hey, like I said, I'm gonna make a video on this when the season actually starts, going more in depth. And there we go. There's your ultimate last minute prep guide with a few bonuses. Now I need something from you. Yes, you. I need you to tell me if you plan on prepping and if you think it's worth it. I recently asked my Discord, which by the way, you should totally join because there's over 1,600 people who love to talk Destiny, group up, and play on every platform, if they were prepping for the new season. And I got a lot of mixed responses. Got a lot of yeses, got a lot of no's, got a lot of people saying, I don't even play the game anymore. So I'm just curious what you all are doing. But yeah, also let me know in the comments whether you all would be interested in me making a leveling guide for the new season. There's a lot of things people might not know, and I feel like I can really help out. Plus I get asked about it about 10 or 15 times a day. With all that being said, if you enjoyed the video, then be sure to drop a like, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.